And I will be presenting my speech over parliamentary procedure. I have created a PowerPoint that I will use to aid me and make it more practical feel so if I had an audience. Okay. So, order. My speech over parliamentary procedure is about to begin. Parliamentary procedure was started by the Greeks centuries ago. It's been a time-tested method that's been used all around the world. It helps assist with matters of business or even social gatherings or informal social gatherings. So I will go over in this presentation, what is parliamentary procedure? Why is it important? Examples, orders of business, motions, types of motions, and how motions are presented. Voting on a motion and what could happen in a meeting without it. Okay. Parliamentary procedure is a predetermined set of rules that are used to govern the way business is conducted. It is a system that allows organizations to effectively conduct its official business in a fair and democratic way so that every person in the organization feel they had a chance or feel their voice was heard or at least they had a chance to be heard. Why is parliamentary procedure important? It is a time-tested method. It is a time-tested method, which means it's been done over and over and again. It's practically a science. It is used for conducting business meetings, public gatherings, even get-togethers with your friends. It is adaptable to fit any setting. It is also recognized worldwide. That means almost everyone uses it. In every country, they use parliamentary procedures. So that means that it's important for you to know as well. Okay, examples of orders of business. There's call to order, roll call, reading of minutes, officer reports, committee reports, unfinished business, new business, announcements, and adjourning. Okay, so those are all the examples of business. Call to order, which is just like getting everybody's attention. Roll call is seeing who's here. Reading of minutes is just telling you what you did last minute. Officer reports, if you had any members go to any other meetings outside of this and they feel that it's pertinent to the discussion at hand, they can certainly provide those reports. Then there are committee reports, so if you have a group of people working on a certain project, that's when they can do their they can report to the people at hand. Then you can talk about unfinished business that you were unable to get to last time and also go to new business. Announcements are things that will happen over the week or before the next meeting or even during the next meeting, and then you would adjourn. So those are the basic orders of business for parliamentary procedure. Then there are motions. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is motions presented. Motion is a proposal that the entire membership takes an action or a stand on, where somebody takes a stand on an issue. So you would call to order the groups. You would have to get a second motion. Then you would debate whether the ifs and ands over that motion, and then you would, as a group, vote on that motion. What one must do to present a motion. They must obtain the floor. How to attain the floor? They can either stand up or raise their hand. Standing up is a more presentable fashion to present a motion through. Okay, then the next thing is you would address the chair or president or whoever is in charge by saying Madam or Mr. President, Madam or Mr. President, or even chairperson, depending on their role in the business, but it would usually be the head of whoever's in charge of the meeting. So you want to always address the motion in the affirmative. By that you say, for example, I move that we all get A's for this class, rather than I move that we do not fail this class. Positivity puts a nice spin on things. Negativity will get you nowhere. Nobody likes a negative Nancy. So once you have presented your motion, then you must get another person to second that motion, which means there has to be somebody else besides you who thinks that motion is important. It needs to be addressed during the meeting. If no one seconds that emotion, if no one thinks that's important, then the motion dies and there is just left in the dust. Okay. So say if the motion passed, if my motion's passed, okay? Then you would debate over it, you would discuss it with all your peers and everyone else in the meeting. Then after the discussion or the debate is complete, you would vote on whether the motion should be approved or disproved. Okay? The methods of voting depend on the settings and bylaws of the organization, whether it's formal or informal. Examples of voting are by voice, roll call, or general consent. I just have some, without parliamentary procedure, your meetings wouldn't run as smoothly as they possibly could. People could start to feel resentment that they're just getting told what to do and what to listen to, and that they cannot impart their opinions on the subject. All people really want is for their voices to be heard, to know that their opinions matter and that the topic at hand is important, because you are letting them discuss this, and it also opens up the floor for discussion and new ideas. So without this method, think of all the resentment and underrepresented people you would have in any discussion or any meeting. Okay. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my speech on parliamentary procedure, and I really do want that A.